Anyone familiar with my channel will know that I tend to stay away from the brand known as Nintendo. There is a reason for this beyond growing up with PlayStations and Xboxes my entire life. No, I legitimately hate Nintendo as a brand in the modern video game industry, for the same reasons that I love them. Allow me to explain. I love Nintendo for all of the great first-party games it's produced over the years. Whether you like them or don't like them, it's hard to deny they're structurally sound and a true benchmark for other developers to aspire to. I've so many great memories from my childhood and even adulthood playing on Nintendo. The consoles are all solid, the games are undeniably brilliant, and they've never strayed away from gaming, unlike the apparent two true home console brands. But that's where my love stops, unfortunately, because while a vast majority of the games can live up to the hype, it's the same thing we've been seeing for the past 30 years, and that's why whenever I try to play any first-party Nintendo game, I can't last longer than 20 or 30 minutes. Now already I can predict a few counter arguments and complaints, the first being that I'm a hater who can never appreciate good games without complaining, but that's far from the case. That's why I opened this by exclaiming my love for a lot of Nintendo properties. I can see a good game regardless of whether I personally enjoy it or not, but that doesn't mean I'm blinded by nostalgia, fanboyism, or any other ridiculous excuse some people on the internet will construct to defend things they enjoy, and it is fine if you enjoy these things. I'm not making this video to try and force any agenda, nor am I even fully qualified to discuss Nintendo games, as I never play them, but I'd just like to say my piece on why I don't like Nintendo. See, the Switch has just come out, being the third Nintendo console in a row with some sort of motion or portable gimmick attached to it. While these features can run out of steam pretty early on, with players becoming bored of the gimmicks relatively quickly, that doesn't change the fact that Nintendo is innovative and thinking about the future of their industry. The industry they took the reins of back in the 80s and controlled the entire thing rather dominantly. I always see people look back at consoles like the Wii and laugh at the motion controls. Hell, I do it myself. But I hope we can all agree on the fact that it was creative, innovative, and a solid launching pad for Nintendo to re-enter the mainstream after taking a beating from PlayStation in the late 90s and early 2000s. This is why I love Nintendo. They're full of creative, innovative, and groundbreaking design. So why the fuck aren't they implementing that in their games? Now again, I understand there are certainly some exceptions here. Breath of the Wild is brand new, and from what I've seen, it's instantly put Nintendo back on the map next to PlayStation, Xbox and PC gaming. But my main issue still stands. A lot of the long, storied franchises of Nintendo's past and present are still much the same formula that made them popular in the first place. Just look at Mario. It's the same game it was 30 years ago. It's still fun to play and gets lots of attention when a new game is released, but it's still the same game. Nothing has changed. How is that healthy? Now the counter argument here is that if it ain't broken, don't fix it. But that's a very one-dimensional argument if I'm being completely honest, as risk-taking and especially failure is ironically the key to success. Let's jump to something a bit more familiar to myself, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon. People can complain and bitch all they want about how these series were run into the ground by changing their style, but at least there was change. It's the same case for the Sonic franchise. The developers took risks to try and create something new, and while it most certainly didn't pay off for the most part, these are the mistakes we use going forward to make sure it doesn't happen again. The answer to this discussion is not keeping things the same. The answer is being innovative and taking risks, which we all know isn't going to happen in a multi-billion-dollar climate such as the video game industry. And that is where my issue lies with Nintendo. They're prepared to take insane risks to set themselves apart from the competition from a hardware point of view, but where their focus should lie is taking these same risks with their beloved franchises and breathing new life into the wild world of video games. If there's any brand that can do it, it's Nintendo, as they've done it many times before. And if it fails, then use that to your advantage and try again next time. Because because giving Mario a hat with eyes and adding a few new characters to Smash just shouldn't be enough. And that's my final point to make. Everyone has a certain standard they expect from certain game series, developers, or even platform brands. For the longest time, expectations for some of Nintendo's properties have been far too low in my opinion. And that's not me trying to encourage criticism or unwarranted disapproval, it's me trying to incite some more creativity and innovation into the most important part of this discussion, the video games. However, in other cases, people have no respect or appreciation for them trying to deliver a fresh experience regardless of the overall quality. Nobody is forcing you to enjoy bad games or experiences you don't like. However, people should at least be able to recognize and encourage further creative efforts. But instead, people like to whine and bitch about change, which is a primary reason the quality of major video game releases has plateaued over the last 10 years. But tell me, what do you think about this argument? Are you satisfied with Nintendo's releases and treatment of their beloved franchises? Or are you ready for some risks to be taken for the greater good of your favourite series? Let me know with a comment down below, followed with liking, subscribing and sharing the video. I'm Square Eye Jack and have a great fucking day. Thanks for watching.